मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधि वेदस्य मआणीस्थ श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्माम् अवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Om. May my speech be firmly established in my mind. May the mind too be firmly established in my speech. O self-effulgent Lord, be revealed unto me. May the truths in the scriptures come to me. May not what I learn from them ever forsake me. Let me live my life day and night according to their teachings. I shall speak what is appropriate. I shall speak the truth. May that protect me. May that protect the teacher. Om. Peace. 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 Let us feel our true, intrinsically divine nature in our heart as a steadily burning candle flame. Let us feel we are pure and luminous, like the candle flame. My true nature is changeless. Beyond birth and death, beyond the touch of time and space. Let us meditate on this. I see the light from the candle flame has filled my whole being. I see I am I see the same light has pervaded the whole universe. Vanished is the difference between I and the world. All the desires have vanished because they were emanating from the difference between I and world. As the desires go away, the spontaneous, infinite inner bliss which was blocked by desires has filled my whole consciousness. I am existence itself beyond time and space. I am the supreme, all-pervading consciousness, and I am the bliss absolute. I am Chetanananda. I see this Chetanananda condensing into the form, living form of Sri Ramakrishna in my heart, in my consciousness. Om. Peace, peace, peace. So, dear friends, let us begin the discussion on this very special biography of Sri Ramakrishna with our usual chant. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriditam kalmashapaham shravanamangalam श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ते भूरिदा जनाः। We have been discussing the teachership of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna in this divine play, appearing in the role of teacher, which is the most prominent of his roles in this divine drama. He is a teacher, has taken human form to teach the world their true nature and thereby go beyond the clutches of mortality and suffering, and become free. So this is how the teachership in various ways is manifesting, and we are discussing how his teachership as he goes on pilgrimages is taking place. We know that all his teachership is coming from what was termed as Bhavamukha, that he stands on the threshold of the absolute and manifestation. There is the awareness of the unbroken, continuous, indescribable Chetanananda. And then there is the world of name and form. Sri Ramakrishna could go on both these planes very easily without ever losing the awareness of Satchidananda. And this is, let us remember this, not that when he was seeing the names and forms, his awareness of the unbroken oneness was gone. He had the awareness all the time and would see that very awareness as manifesting through a variety, the names and forms. Our usual example of animal crackers comes in handy, that there are the different shapes and the different names come according to those shapes. But although the baby thinks that all these are different, the grown-up person, even while seeing the variety, is very much conscious of the oneness of the substance. So Sri Ramakrishna is always conscious of this chair is actually God appearing as chair. This person, a very well behaved, very good person, is also God appearing as that person. Here is a very wicked fellow, that also is God appearing as wicked fellow. It is all different shapes, different names according to shapes. And thus you see his awareness when he would merge in absolute no awareness of names and forms at all. So the names and forms would go, this universe of multiplicity would vanish, and the only that Satchidananda he would be aware of. But when he would see the multifarious universe, the awareness of Satchidananda has not gone. It still is there. It is this that makes his knowledge complete. And through that complete knowledge, he could see that how people are stuck on their path. Each of us is moving towards that ultimate freedom. We want freedom and we keep on struggling for it. As we see, we do not like bondage. Nobody is saying or desirous of, oh, let me be bound in this world. Each and everyone wants freedom. But since our methods are wrong, it is the more we try to become free, by using those wrong methods, the more we get into the bondage. And like some of you might have seen, how they catch the cattle, running away cattle, cows and all that by using a special rope and a special knot that is used, that it is called lasso. So they throw the lasso around the neck, and what happens is then the cow wants to get free, wants to run away, but then it pulls at that knot and then that knot becomes tightened more. So that is, very nice way of putting that knot. I know how to do that. So it is, I have used it also for similar purpose. That's another story. So it is that we are caught in that kind of lasso. We want to break through and become free, but we feel that let nobody else control me. But then we get controlled by our passions, much worse. And this bondage, as we go run towards the pleasurable objects, that knots get tightened and tightened, and we get bound by those things. It is like one goes to get some relief and so smokes tobacco. And then what happens? The tobacco starts controlling that fellow. It is, the addiction comes there. You get under the grip of tobacco. So, and this is with all objects. We go to them to get happiness. The happiness doesn't come, but the bondage gets tightened. We want to get free, but it is always the case that when we do not use the right method, things don't work. It is right method has to be used. So Sri Ramakrishna demonstrates that path of freedom to everyone, that no, those methods are not good. They won't bring you freedom. Although this is the urge of everyone, I want to become free. The method is to learn to go beyond name and form by some means or other. That is called actually yoga. Yoga is using the different techniques to go beyond the clutches of name and form, and thus one merges in the true, absolute Satchidananda nature of ours. So this is how Sri Ramakrishna would bring people to this awareness through various techniques exemplified in his own life. So we saw, we are reading now on page 605, that Master went to pilgrimage wanting to fulfill the various purposes. I mean, not that he consciously intended like that, but that is how his life was being goaded in that direction by Divine Mother. That yes, the various places of pilgrimage will have different types of spiritual aspirants, and Sri Ramakrishna would see how their practices are and learn from them, and at the same time will also be teaching the right things to them. So there are so many different reasons for that, which we saw in earlier 2-3 last pages. Now he says on page 605, there is another reason why Master went on pilgrimages. The scriptures say that perfected, illumined souls visit places of pilgrimages in order to intensify the sanctity and spiritual atmosphere of those places. Because these perfected beings go to those places with longing hearts, seeking a more vivid vision of God, God becomes manifest there in a spatial form, or the presence of God becomes more palpable than before. Then, when others visit that holy place, they experience this divine more easily. The scriptures have said this regarding perfected souls. How much more powerful must be the influence of avatars like Master? When mentioning holy places, Master told us many times in a simple language, look, know for certain that there is a special manifestation of God where for a long time many people have practiced austerities, concentration, meditation, japa, prayer and worship in order to attain his vision. Their devotion has caused spiritual atmosphere to solidify in that place, so one can easily become spiritually awakened and have a vision of God there. Throughout the ages, many monks, devotees, and perfected souls have visited sacred places to see God and call on Him wholeheartedly, shunning all other desires. That is why there is a special manifestation of God in those places. However, God exists everywhere equally. If one digs deeply enough, one can find water in any place. But one doesn't need to dig for water where there is a well, a pool, a pond, or lake. One can get water there at any time. It is like that. That is why these are called holy places. It is not that automatically it becomes holy, but because so many thousands of them did spiritual practice at that place, and thus there are these vibes. Those vibes become then available to those who visit those places. That is how, like this place, so many people sincerely meditate here, pray here, live here with that attitude. And so what happens is, those vibrations remain, and whosoever visits this place can get the help of those vibrations while doing these meditations, or what is called sadhana. In sadhana, in spiritual practice, these vibrations become very, very helpful. As we all know, there are innumerable obstacles in sadhana. We want to realize God, but the other thoughts, they tend to take precedence. It is, I want to meditate, but then my cat take precedence over my desire for meditation. It is like that. You all know that very funny story, and that there was one great mendicant, and there was a cat in his that hermitage. So when it would do meditation, the cat would come and play around him. So at the time of meditation, he would tie the cat in front of the place where he would be meditating. There was a pillar, he would tie the cat there and then meditate. So it is, that was why, because then you keep aside all the problems that could bother you. So the cat is kept away and you merge in meditation. So there were disciples, they saw that. Later on what happened was, that became a custom, that there were many hundreds of mendicants would be staying there. This original mendicant, this Swami, had passed away, but the disciples, they had made a big monastery there, and hundreds of them would be meditating. And the scene was very strange. Everybody had a pillar. They would be meditating in front of a pillar, and every pillar would have a cat tied to it. Because without a cat tied, how can there be meditation? You don't have a cat, your cat died, get another one. Without cat, no meditation. So that is how things get distorted. So the purpose is to keep away all distractions while doing meditation. Sri Ramakrishna, in other place we would see that it is his all the doors of the sensory inputs would get locked. He would hear the turning of the key and the thing getting locked, cut, and no input would go in his awareness. All locked, no input, no wave, no thought other than the God within would be able to disturb him. So, what I mean here is that a place has its value, importance, that and that importance gets enhanced when an incarnation of God meditates there. So, lives there, practices the spiritual disciplines there, spreads the teachings of scriptures through that place. The vibrations become more intense. Otherwise, what happens is that even these places of pilgrimage, worldly people start going there, because lot of people go, come on, let me also go, let me see if something happens there, some miracle happens. but goes there with all the worldly tendencies, and well, those tendencies start manifesting in those places. When lot of such people go there, therefore all those holy places get polluted. This happens everywhere, because where lot of people go, the markets come there, all the shopping mentality also comes there, and the crimes related to that, that also start happening there. It is said in many of these holy places that Kashi, that Benares or Varanasi, whatever name you call that place, they say who can really get benefit from this meditating or practicing in this holy place? The one who can save oneself from these charlatans who want to cheat and rob your money. Then everywhere there are lot of steep these stairs, going down, going up. So, and they are not very easy to climb up or down. So you may fall down. So you have to be careful. So you have to save yourself from charlatans. You have to save yourselves from these up and down stairs. You have to save yourself from so many shopkeepers. You have to save yourself, that also is mentioned. You have to save yourself from prostitutes. Then you can really benefit spiritually from your stay there. Because all these things come because the human being running after enjoyments and gets all these things, runs after these things, and that becomes the case with all holy places. I went to one such place. It was known to be at one time place only for monks, and it is a very serene place, no doubt. But then gradually people started coming there. Let me go and visit this monk there. But when they come, along with that, many other things also start coming. Because they are looking for the comfort. The monk might have gone to go away from all the people and meditate in some remote on the mountain. Nothing is easily available there, but that for that monk it was fine. Somehow he would manage, and he didn't need much. But then somebody else wants to go there, and then looks for some comfortable living. Where shall I get a bed to lie down? Not available. Okay, let me take my camp kit there. Then all those that need, that go with that. I need internet there. It is so many things become then necessary. I need all canned foods, and then I cannot climb that height. So the availability of the horses, mules, or people who would carry you there in a palanquin, and they also are there that can help you. Then they say, well, let there be so many people would be coming, let us have an airport there nearby, then a hotel nearby, And then what not, the whole a movie theater for people, that also, because the business, wherever all people go, all these things automatically go there. That all these smoking and drinking shops, they also follow all there, and then thieves follow there. When there is money, well, the thieves, are looking for such places. Shopkeepers look for places. That is why what Jesus did, he first cleaned that temple in Jerusalem. He kicked out all those shopkeepers, because these, they make this place like not a place of meditation, but a place of running after money. And that happens to many organizations. It is because we make those organizations, after all. Remember, if we do not hold on to the ideal, the organizations become like us. So, therefore, it is very important that the incarnations of God, they again rejuvenate the spiritual climate of that place. Those vibrations there, they become again available to people. So that is how another important purpose of Sri Ramakrishna's going to pilgrimage has been highlighted. Otherwise, they become very, polluted places. It is so Sri Ramakrishna goes to those places. What is mentioned here, that Narada's aphorism, that these holy places make, holy people make these places holy. Tirthi kurvanti tirthani. That tirthas means they, holy places, they become holy because of these associations with holy people, holy events. So, it is, and Sri Ramakrishna told that Master taught us how to chew the cud. He said that while you go to the place of pilgrimage, try to absorb these things. It is not our tendencies look for other things. Holy Mother had once sent some devotee women to go to Belur Math and see these Swamis, temples, do the prayers and meditation there. So those women went there, and then after returning to Holy Mother, she asked, okay, what did you see there? Oh, the cows there were so nice. All that they could think of, the cows were so nice. Oh, did you meet the Swami? Yes, I agreed. We went there, and as you told, we saluted the Swamis. But the cows were very nice. So again and again, what impressed their minds was the cows. Yeah, that is the olden times. In my time, I saw that Holy Mother's birthday. So I had told a family, okay, you go today, it is Holy Mother's birthday, and then a lot of people will be praying, meditating, singing, there will be worship, there will be this prasad distribution and all, go and see. They had not come, they were not very close devotees as such, good people, but not devotees as such, but wanted in a way to become devotees. So, it's a funny incident, So, they went, I was there, but that time because of the other works that I was busy with, I didn't meet any of them. So, afterwards when they went back, when again chance came to see them, I asked, how did you see it is? Oh, It was so good, especially the sari that the Holy Mother, that lady could think of only that. That sari that the wrapping cloth around Holy Mother's image was so nice. Where did you buy that sari? Oh my goodness, of all these things, what she would remember is only this sari, this piece of cloth. Nothing else was, yes, that was going on, but that sari was very nice. And where did they buy it? I want to buy. How much price it would be? It must be. She was all the time saying, at that time, that was the money had more different value. So she said it must be at least 1000 rupees. Now it might be about 100,000 rupees, who knows. It must be very pricey. But where did you get it? I want one like that. So, no desire for devotion, nothing. So, when people make such things, they various festivities that go on, we have in India no dearth of those things. And then what is going on there? They would do all the big show of worship. Means what? There would be a small this shrine-like place where the deity would be kept. Sometimes a little bit of worship would be done there. Nobody pays attention to that. It is then all entertainment programs from morning till evening. They fill the time of that festivity. That's it. So, therefore, the incarnations of God want to rejuvenate the real feeling of worship, the real spirit of sadhana in such places, and therefore he has gone to that. So he said that chew the cud, a very important message, and that is how one can derive the benefit from going to a pilgrimage. That it is when you go there, like when you see a cow, it eats a lot of grass quickly and then keeps it under its throat, and then afterwards sit at a place and quietly keeps on cutting those cud, that chewing the cud, brings it back, chews it nicely, again puts it back in the stomach. In the beginning only things were just taken in, and then the time to properly chew them and put it in the right way into the stomach so that they get all processed, digested fine. So, when we go to such place, we may be going there for 3 days, 4 days, whatever. Bring that experience. Quickly grasp that experience, like the grazing of the cow. Grasp it. And then keep on thinking about it. That is chewing the cud. Think of only that, nothing else. I remember, I had gone to one holy place long ago without any idea of going to a holy place as such, but very nice place. And since I have come this far, if I can collect some merit, some good karma, okay, let me go there as well. And then I know that there was nothing devotional that I could see. Okay, I went to the temple, and then because that was not really the intent also. So I went to very nice shops, and then I loved the tea that they were preparing there, and the sweets that were being made. the food there was so good. So only those things I brought with me and started telling people about it again and again, remembering only those things. And those people were also like me. So they asked like that, hey, did you, I had told you, that place, it brings, they prepare very good samosa there. Did you go there? Oh yes, that was really good. And then what about rabdi? Did you get it? Oh yeah, that also was very nice. It is, so all that chewing the cud also is that only. Whatever you grasp, I grasped only all those worldly things, and so I was just chewing cud of that. But a spiritual aspirant should collect all these good things, the devotionally important things. Why is that place really frequented by the spiritual aspirants? Just take that part and then keep on thinking about that again and again. So ruminating that is very important. So this is how you can see that Sri Ramakrishna advised the devotees going there. So after visiting temples and holy places, one should sit in a secluded spot to ruminate and become absorbed in the godly thoughts that arose in the mind there. After visiting sacred places, one shouldn't immediately put one's mind on worldly things and drive holy thoughts away. If that happens, those godly thoughts cannot leave permanent impression on the mind. Yeah, that is because it takes time. As that example I had given on many occasions, that you made a nice syrup and those cheese balls to be dipped in that syrup. That is a very famous Bengali sweet called Rasgulla. We get it at times here. So it is now that is to be seeped in that syrup for quite some time. In fact, it is always in that syrup. Even when you are eating, you are served with syrup. So it is like that, that has to go deep into it. Otherwise, if you just dip it and take it out, it won't have much syrup, it is nothing, it won't taste good either. So, therefore, our minds should keep on ruminating that about all the holy feelings that we got there, what kind of meditative experiences we had, how that holy atmosphere actually impacted me. So think about that. It is thus that atmosphere becomes then helpful to us. I had told one very nice incident with our late Swami Prabhuddhanandaji. So he used to be in San Francisco, and they have a very nice retreat center there. It's a huge, very big place. It is, what is that, Juhi? Ulima. So, Ulima, thank you. So, Ulima, and then there are the devotees go there for retreat. You also went, Abhijit, isn't it? Yeah. So, very quiet, nice atmosphere there, and they encourage devotees to come. And then Swami Prabhuddhanandaji was telling about it. we don't ask any money to people. If they want to donate, let them donate, whatever, but that is not important. Let them give if they want to, otherwise, let them not give. But we request them that use this place for this spiritual upliftment, for meditation, and then leave some vibrations of your spiritual practice there, so that people coming later will also receive the benefit. The atmosphere has to get generated, a very helpful atmosphere. So, that is why, although a person can certainly listen to this class online, and it is, if there is no other option, yes, one should do that. Also, one can just meditate, listen to some guided meditation on computer, and do meditation wherever one is, or there are ways, but this is completely, understandable and acceptable in a given situation. But since we are identified with bodies, we do not receive the same benefit unless we physically, in person, go to that place. That is why going in person becomes important for those who are tied to the body. Why one should come in person? I can get it from online. Well, okay, but will you be able to take food only online? No, you need to eat in person. It is not that you only look on the computer all these dishes and then you get filled with it. No, that is possible if you have gone beyond identification with body. But with identification with body, the physical presence, physical atmosphere, that also becomes very, very important. Sometimes our ego, which tells us to do all wrong things, that ego says, no, what is the point in going to a place? I can just sit in my room and that's good enough. Well, think twice, think impartially, think without getting swayed by your these desires, and then you will see that there is an importance connected to it. The place has its special influence on our mind, as Sri Ramakrishna mentioned many times, that if you are passing in front of a barber shop, you immediately think, oh, I need some haircut or something. It is, if you see a lawyer, you immediately feel about some pending case, some lawsuit, those thoughts come. And because our minds have not become free from physical awareness, that is why when the body goes to Warwick, you say, isn't it, I went to Warwick. It is so because our awareness is tied to this physicality, and therefore it becomes very difficult, as explained by Lord Krishna in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that if one is tied to this physical awareness then to think of the presence of God everywhere is a far cry, friends. It is with great difficulty that can be done. So he says, avyakta hi gatir dukkham dehavadbhir avapyate. It is we are dehavan, means we are not just in body, we are identified with it. I am body, not that I am in body. Like you are in car, but you are aware you are not car. You will say that my name is Jitendra. You will not say my name is Honda. It is because that is, you are aware that that is the name of the car. It is like that with us, friends. And therefore, it is important part of our sadhana to make the use of the vibrations at a place. They are available, and so we should make use of it. At other places, everywhere God is, but as Sri Ramakrishna mentions, some places you have to dig for water. You may, if you dig deep enough, you may get, you may not get, who knows. But where there is a pond, a well or something already, then the presence of water is there, and make use of it. It is foolish that you are sitting right on the bank of a river which has very nice water, and then, oh, let me dig a well. That is stupid. It is just there is that water there. So this is how one should think of that make use of the holy circumstances in a place. It is very good if you have the capability of going without the body consciousness. Then every place you can have that presence of God. You have no awareness of this place or that place. But one has to come to that level of separation from body. It is when we come to that level of separation from body, then that happens. That is why combined prayers in a place, combined attending the class together, or doing the readings and all that together, it is that has its deep value, friends. It should not be neglected. So that is to intensify that Sri Ramakrishna went to pilgrimages. Not that he needed it for his illumination, but he needed it to accomplish the work of this spiritually enlightening the world, spreading the message of divinity to everyone. He needed therefore to go to these pilgrimages so that people will come there because of the fame that the place has acquired, and then they will also feel the spiritual benefit of that site. So we shall continue this reading. It is he has said that if you do not pay attention to keep it with you, what you collect from there, then you will lose it. He tells the incident, Swami Saradananda tells this incident about going with Sri Ramakrishna to the famous old shrine of Kali Ghat in Kolkata. And then they had gone there before, but in the company of Sri Ramakrishna, everything got transformed. And then in his company, they could get that tremendous divine feel of spiritual enlightenment in that presence of the Mother Kali at Kali Ghat. And then while they were returning, one devotee who was a householder devotee, he was told by somebody that, okay, you can go to and spend the night at your in-laws' home there. Go and be with them. They would be happy to see you. So then he from there directly went to in-laws' place, and thus spent night there. So when Sri Ramakrishna asked, hey, where had you been after this? He said, I went to all the effect, because you did not keep it with you for some time to get marinated in it. It has to get marinated so that every pore in your personality will get filled with that. If you don't do that, it just sticks outside for a time and is gone. So that is how one should do at the places of pilgrimage. By Sri Ramakrishna's grace, we shall continue that study of this next Tuesday. We will meditate for a few seconds, and then if you think of some question that you need to ask, please put it out there. Any question, Pratish?
Yes, Swamiji. There's a question from Lakshman Thakurji.
Yes.
Maharaj, a dazzling sari on Saradama also radiates her divinity, and her face leaves even more illuminating impression. So, can't sari help?
Oh, the question is where the attention is. The attention should be on Holy Mother and not on sari. That was the point mentioned, that it doesn't matter that, this splendor of Holy Mother in a beautiful attire, some people can see it certainly more beautifully, more intensely. If the attention is on Holy Mother and not on sari, otherwise it will be just a sari put on. What is it called? In the shops they put some those statue-like things.
Mannequin. Mannequin.
Mannequins. It will be just a sari put on mannequin, nothing else. Yeah.
Fred Richardson has a comment here.
Yeah.
Blessed be the teacher who brings light and peace into our hearts. On that truth supreme we meditate, quote unquote.
Yes. On that truth supreme we meditate. This is the Upanishadic statement. And in the Bhagavatam that we chant that Satyam Param Dhimahi. Yes, correct.
The next question is from Jyoti Champanerkar. Pranam Swamiji, are people who live near pilgrimage places able to absorb more than?
If they have that mindset, then they will be able to absorb more. If they don't have that mindset, then they will not. be able to. They will be then near pilgrimage places, as I had been telling, all the businesses develop, and all that idea of getting money from people, all that comes there. And there is one does not get spiritual benefit unless one is careful not to get influenced by that. It is therefore in some very holy waters there are also the crocodiles, and so you are warned that apply turmeric to your body so that the crocodiles will not come near you. So it is, I don't know how true it is with turmeric, but that is what is said, because you have to be careful, otherwise instead of getting the that holiness of taking a dip there, you will become a nice delicious food for the crocodile. So that is how in pilgrimage places one has to be careful to avoid other influences and take only that. Like when you go to a superstore, Walmart or something, and there are millions of things there, but you select exactly what you want and come back. Don't get influenced by all the dazzle of other things. Yeah. Any?
I have a question, Swamiji.
Oh, okay.
I think in Kathamrita or some place, maybe in Kathamrita, Sri Ramakrishna discouraged some disciple to go on pilgrimage around here and there. Is that?
Well, it is, don't go on wandering aimlessly. That is what his idea was, that you do sadhana, sit in one place and do sadhana. It is going to pilgrimages without a proper foundation is useless. Like I told my experience of going to a pilgrimage place when I had no idea of spiritual life or any such thing. I had gone to many such places in childhood, but did not collect any spiritual benefit from those, not because those places don't have. I went there without that foundation, and so I could not get it. Moreover, in those parts where Sri Ramakrishna is telling this, is to have that, sit at one place and do meditation. Otherwise, you will be just wandering from place to place just for the sake of wandering. This becomes a very big stumbling block actually. That important thing is to sit at a place, stay at a place, merge in spiritual practice, meditation, prayers and all that. But then the mind goes from one place to other place, 3-4 days there, then let me go there, that's a better place. Then some time there, looking here and there around, nice place, but after 3 days you want to go. So the focus changes from actually meditating and absorbing spiritual wisdom. The focus becomes wandering. So that is not what Sri Ramakrishna would encourage, and in our order also, therefore it is always told, okay, you want to go to some place for meditation, go with that mindset, otherwise you will not find a benefit of it. That is what is mentioned. Yeah.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Yes, Abhijit, you have a question?
Sadhguru told to be
Yes, that is again, but some people he told go also. It is, for example, Rakhal was sent to Vrindavan, Swami Brahmananda, later Swami Brahmananda. Okay, go and stay at Vrindavan. So, it is according to the capabilities of that people, those people, that he would give the advice. So, when I am here, you can gain more by that. It is our past President Swami Vireshwaranandji, he would say always, when somebody would say, oh, I want to go and practice austerities at some place like Uttar Kashi or here, he would discourage a lot to most of these, especially if the person is a novice, that why? You came here leaving home and hearth to practice tapasya, practice austerities. Now you want to go from here to somewhere else to practice austerities. What is the meaning of this? Practice austerities means hold on to God and try to purify your heart. That is the spirit of austerity. So, some people, he said, well, you have the presence of Sri Ramakrishna right there, the tremendous source of spiritual upsurge. And what will you gain by going some other place? But yes, some people did go, and he did not object to that. It is, but some he told, like Narendranath, Kali and others, they went to Buddha Gaya, that Bodha Gaya, and that, no, this is, I am telling about, about Narendranath, they went to Bodha Gaya. And then afterwards, what did you see there? Anything different? Anything better than what you would get here? So that was the idea. Yoginma. That is passed away. That is because he passed away. She regretted, of going at that time. But Sri Ramakrishna didn't stop her from going. Did not. He discouraged her. Why you want to go? But no, I want to go. Okay. So that is how Sri Ramakrishna would guide, but then our tendencies are there, so they take over. Anyway, then we shall conclude with the regular closing prayers. May the Divine, who is Father in heaven of the Christians, Holy One of the Jewish faith, Allah of the Muslims, Buddha of the Buddhists, Tao of the Taoists, Great Spirit of the Native Americans, Ahur Mazda of the Zoroastrians, and Brahman of the Hindus, lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May the all-loving being manifest himself unto us and grant us abiding understanding and all-consuming divine love. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.